爷爷。
1942, sent from Vietnam. Dear Mother and Father, hello, I hope you are both well. I have arrived in Vietnam and have not encountered much trouble in my travels. I have already found work starting to learn Chinese herbal medicine here as an apprentice. I plan to someday open my own shop. Northern Vietnam has beautiful scenery, but not as great as back in China. Also, not many people here speak Cantonese. I really miss you guys. I often think about being back working on our family's farm fields, as I was doing only months ago. I will write to you again soon. Sincerely, Wong Yim Hong. (1947) Sent from Vietnam. Dear Mother and Father, how are you? I'm doing very well here. Recently I opened my own grocery store here in the north with some of my friends. Business is quite good. Miss you. Let me know if you ever need anything. Sincerely, Wong Yim Hong. 1949, sent from Guangdong Province, China. Dear Hong, hello son. Please do not return to China. Communists have taken over the country and life is very frightening here. Do not worry about us. Continue your good life in Vietnam where you can be free. I repeat, do not return to China. Your mother and I love you very much. Sincerely, Father.
Okay.
1953, sent from Saigon, Vietnam. Dear Father, have you ever returned to Tucson, where you're originally from, since you left? I was born here in Vietnam, though, as you know. Tucson's not really my home. It feels weird, but I think I'm coming back home to put my butt. Feels like forever ago since I was teaching back at our village. Since then, I've studied here in Saigon, and even helped manage at a gravel company here. But now, I know I want to return home and start a family. I will see you soon. Sincerely, Chai Chao Nam. 1965, personal journal entry by Chai Chao Nam. I've been back in my village with my dad for years now. My hardware store now is still making ends meet nowadays, but it's getting more and more difficult. Vietnam War has reached our countryside, even our little village here. The Vietnam War brings terrible events and news to us every day. It's hard to watch as my children are growing up to this. I hope that the fighting will stop soon, because each day our lives are diminishing because of it. 1976, personal journal entry by Choi Chao now. Business is growing worse, not because of lack of customers, but since the fall of Saigon, the communists have taken over Vietnam entirely, and now the corrupt government officials are regularly collecting much of my profits. I thought that life would be better once the war ended, but it's even worse with the communist powers bullying the money out of us and brainwashing our children in schools. I swear that I'll leave this place one day, but I know that I must send my children off first, so they may find a better life ahead of them elsewhere. There is no hope here in Vietnam. I think I will make them leave when they're old enough in a couple years. It's the right thing to do. (1980) Sent from Rochester, New York. Dear Mother and Father, I hope you get this letter. I've made it to America after spending more than a year at a terrible Malaysian refugee camp. I'll be honest, I thought I was going to die on that crowded illegal boat we left in. From the rough sea, from starvation, even being robbed from pirates. Since all of those things came up on our boat, I was one of the lucky few to even make it to the refugee camp, where again I thought I was going to die. We were barely fed, we had to fend for ourselves against the nights without shelter on the beaches. That was for more than a year, and I was one of the lucky few that was approved to finally come to the United States of America after waiting. I'm lucky that I became very close to a Chinese girl and her siblings, who are all also escaping from Vietnam. We all helped each other out to survive the whole way, and we all made it to America. Though she was sent to Oregon and I New York, we are keeping in touch. Those hard times are ones that you don't ever forget. Anyways, I hope to find work here, and when I do, I will send money back to help you out, especially after I go to college and get a job. I miss you. Sincerely, Wong Kung Wai. 1981, sent from Eugene, Oregon. Dear Wong Kung Wai, hey, I'm practicing my English. Isn't it getting better? How's your foster family? Mine is very nice and happy, but the days are long before coming back home to them. I took jobs with my siblings. We work all day here in the summer, doing things like picking strawberries by hand in the sun. It's hard work and it's small pay, but we really need the money to send back to our family in Vietnam, especially since we can't work in the school year. Feels like a long time since those hard days back in the refugee camp in Malaysia. I realized that was the last time I saw you. I really miss you, and I hope we can be together again soon. Love, Choi Fong Kam. 1981, sent from Rochester, New York. Dear Choi Fong Kam, yes, I'm practicing my English as well. My first foster family was terrible. They used the money the government gave me for themselves and made me sleep in the cold breezeway. Luckily, my high school English teacher took me in with his family, and I love it here. I'm washing dishes at the local Chinese restaurant, but much of the money I also have to send home to my family in Vietnam, so it's hard. But I hope I can save enough money soon to come out and see you. Love, Wong Kung Wai.